Oh shit, before you begin, put back the timer because it's going to buzz.
I turned off the speaker so it's not going to buzz.
Okay, okay.
So just leave it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, stream is up. Stream of the Garden State Gurb.
Okay.
We'll
Golden State Gurb.
start the recorder, local record on. We can start the intro.
TV muted?
TV is muted, yeah.
Okay, yes sir. Let's do it.
Totals an Old Bridge family's Chevy Malibu. Stay tuned for a special interview with New Jersey Corruption Watch.
Let's try it again. Okay, stream open, ready to air intro.
Tonight,
Airing
a
intro.
bear fight, a U-Haul joyride in Newark, a tax-free toilet, how a racist assaults a boxer, and Molotov cocktail totals an Old Bridge family's Chevy Malibu. Stay tuned for a special interview with New Jersey Corruption Watch. This is Eyes on New Jersey News with your hosts.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome back to a new edition of Eyes on New Jersey.
My name is Jordan Kalmowitz.
And I'm John Edmonds. Here's the stories that we have for you this evening. First, coming out of Sussex County is the video clip of a bear fight in Corey Bale's backyard. Now, Corey Bale was kind enough to upload the video to Facebook for us to see. Let's watch.
The bitches
Get ready
right
to get
in the
house.
front yard.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Ready to come in, Core?
I'm coming.
Honey.
Fuck that, I'm going in.
So as you can see there, the bears were observed swinging pretty tough there. Even some colorful language was used by Mr. Bale and his companion. Would you say so, Jordan?
Oh yeah, it seems like obviously a situation like that doesn't occur too often, but yeah, that was a little frightening, a little close to home, wouldn't you say?
Indeed,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, even you could see that the bears had actually used their teeth to latch onto the opposing bear. I mean, it was a pretty violent fight.
Yeah, and it was also pretty funny that you know, the closer, the more downhill that the bears had got, Mr. Bale and his companion decided to kind of flee the situation and go back inside. And obviously, I mean, I think anybody would do that. So
We would do the same.
thank you so much for the footage there, Mr. Bale. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Bale. Our next story, we turn to Newark, New Jersey. Now, this story comes to us from the Instagram page, Newark Wildlife 2.0. Now, we do have a clip. Now, let me just pull up the clip for you here. Hang on.
Yeah, it's a pretty frightening scene over in Newark. I think you guys would agree with that.
So, I mean, as you could see there, the individuals who were recording the clip had taken quite some joy in actually watching that unfold, and they appeared to be cheering on the motorist operating the car.
Oh man, it's a terrible scene there. I mean, from everybody involved, from the law enforcement agents or the law enforcements there in Newark to the U-Haul company itself that it would probably have to pay for the wear and tear and all the tread and tires and other damages that could have happened to the vehicle. Not to mention the reckless abandonment of the idea of possibly injuring or hurting another person while on that road. It's just it's just crazy. The whole situation is just a little outlandish. But what do you think about it, John?
Sure, like you said, Jordan. I mean, the wear and tear that's put onto that vehicle it's going to cost into the thousands. I mean, the stress on the transmission, the transfer case, the wheel bearings, the struts. This is all stuff that's it is expendable, but it is very expensive, and this cost isn't going to be put onto the people renting this vehicle. It's going to be put onto U-Haul. Their job is to maintain these vehicles, and they're going to be the responsible parties, unfortunately.
Not even just U-Haul. I think I also want to add like the the Department of Public Works that probably have to clean up the tire treads and whatever debris. I mean, there's so much involved in this other than just U-Haul. You know, it's also like obviously the wear and tear on the police vehicles that were chasing them at the time. I mean, there's so much going on at once. It's a crazy story to say the least.
Sure. Well said, Jordan. Our next story comes to us from Asbury Park. And this story was provided by the New Jersey Corruption Watch. They were the first to report on this. And let's show you what they found. So you can see in the images here, there appear to be an abundance of bags of waste collected on the rooftop of a church here. New Jersey Corruption Watch writes, a female tenant from a neighboring apartment building has been collecting feces in plastic bags and throwing them onto the roof of a local church. The offensive odor in the area has triggered an investigation by a nearby superintendent.
Goes on to say, a handyman has been tasked to removing the fragment packages while attempting to keep his lunch down at the same time. Upon further investigation, the excrement scored lower on the Bristol stool chart, indicating the woman may have liver disease or is extremely dehydrated. I mean, you're kind of at a loss of words at this. I mean, it's just it's a little crazy that this lady is just taking out her, you know, her frustrations on the church like that or whatever she has going on with that situation. Not only that, but it's just the fact that that smell had to be so overbearing that, you know, even the public had to, you know, eventually smell that. And being that Asbury Park is so gentrified and cleaned up and it's beautiful now, it's crazy to think that somebody would, you know, kind of trash this beautiful city like that. I mean, what are your thoughts, John?
Oh, sure. I mean, the handyman that was mentioned in the article there, his job was actually to go up and clean up the feces. And there were comments that were being thrown around in the comment section of this article, which one claim was that the woman had no working water in her apartment, which is meaning her toilet didn't work, and, well, this was her only means of waste disposal. And that was proven to be completely false, as the handyman was actually assigned to work on that apartment complex and confirmed that all units are in full working water order.
So I wonder where her excuse will be next.
Indeed. Our next story, we turn over to, this story actually comes from News 12, and this is called The Racist Assaults a Boxer and Quickly Regrets It.
Basically, what happened was a 52-year-old Morristown man was riding New Jersey Transit, and another man needed to use the restroom. Keith Brown is the person who was Keith Brown was basically the one who was yelled at and kind of by the bathroom at this point in time. Traveling from Newark to Morris Plains on New Jersey Transit, the man couldn't answer a question by, you know, he didn't know the answer to the inquiry of the bathroom at the time.
Yeah, and the story carried on as Jonica Pena he began to shout racial insults at Brown when Brown would simply not respond to his question. Brown's remark to this, his response was, and I quote, "As I told him to leave me alone, I am not about that." The gentleman reached down and punched him in his face, says Brown. Now Brown, the former boxer, responded accordingly and striking back. Now this proved to be a lose-lose for Jonica Pena, as 1, he got his ass kicked, 2, he was arrested, and 3, he's going to be facing a judge and some fines, jail time, probation, community service, what have you. That's likely what he's going to be looking at.
And a possible suspension from using New Jersey Transit, which, I mean, could delay his employment or some other thing that could happen in the future. So we never know what's the situation with that. But obviously, that was a bad move on his part. I mean, that was, oh, man.
Indeed. Our next story, we travel down to Old Bridge, New Jersey, where a Molotov cocktail had totaled an Old Bridge family's Chevy Malibu. Now, it all began about 1 in the morning when the family woke up to the sight and sound of an exploding automobile. Now, we have the clip here on the screen, and let's show it. You can see in there in the clip an unknown man, very dark, in a silhouette. He approached the vehicle, threw the cocktail into the vehicle, and flames were engulfing the vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a crazy situation. Something that obviously you don't see very often. We're really not too sure about the whole entirety of the situation, whether it was revenge or whether it was gang initiation or whatever it may be. But we do believe that there's a lot of possibilities that could have been involved in this actual crime. Bay One Wine on NewJersey.com comments, heard on the news that one of the sons wasn't home yet. Maybe a good place to start. This wasn't random. Someone in the family pissed someone else off. As of now, no arrest has been made yet, and it's still kind of in question, and there's an investigation still going on. So hopefully some sort of justice happens to this small little town in Old Bridge, New Jersey, you know, because that's the kind of crime that doesn't really happen often. I mean, when was the last time you heard a Molotov cocktail being thrown into anything, you know? So it just seems like retaliation or something of some sort.
Sure. Our hearts go out to the innocent parties involved. And even the home was battle-scarred as well. The garage door and house exterior suffered some damage from the blaze, as well as some of the family members had suffered minor injuries of the smoke inhalation. Well, moving forward, we're going to be promising you a interview with New Jersey Corruption Watch. Let's reach out to Michael McHale and see what he has to say.
See what good old Mikey has going on.
Bear with us here.
So Mike runs a Scanner News page down in South Jersey. It's a really, really good cause, especially for something that we have similar like minds. And we really want to ask him some questions, basically why he started the entire page that he does, and kind of figure out some more information about Mike. Mike.
Hey, good afternoon, Mike. How you doing? Good.
Doing well.
You're on a rehearsal of Eyes on New Jersey. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for giving us the opportunity here to share our experience. We got going together and expose corruption here in New Jersey.
Of course, Mike. We have like minds, so we'd love to kind of get you on the show and get your voice heard.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it, Jordan. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, but we'll catch up real quick and take it from there.
All right, sounds good, Mike. So what exactly do you do, and how long have you been doing it?
All right, so just want to let you know, Jordan, your audio's a little high there. You are cracking, but I'll get through this. Don't worry.
Thanks.
I believe you asked me what the history of the page is.
Exactly, and when it started.
All right, so as you know, probably, as you mentioned just earlier, the page started off, we have a fully functioning Scanner News page that's been going on since probably 2014 or so. That one would be called the New Jersey Incident Alerts. I do that with a couple other admins, and what happened was we ended up branching off, creating several, more hyper-local Scanner News pages along the Jersey Shore region, and ultimately what happened was we stemmed from the one page, which grew into I believe there's at least 28 pages, I want to say, something around that, and